More than 2,200 people believed they were boarding the safest ship ever built. Just 5 days later, over 1,500 of them would never return home. More than a century has passed, yet the story of Titanic continues to fascinate millions around the world. Its sinking became one of the deadliest peacetime maritime disasters in history and forever changed international maritime safety. But the real story of Titanic is far more complex than the legends, myths, and Hollywood movies that followed. To understand what truly happened, we must return to the beginning, before the ship ever touched the water. This is the true story of RMS Titanic, one of history's greatest engineering achievements and one of its most unforgettable tragedies. In the early 20th century, the world's leading shipping companies competed to build faster, larger, and more luxurious ocean liners than ever before. White Star Line envisioned a ship unlike anything the world had ever seen. Not the fastest, but the most comfortable and luxurious. Construction began at the Harland and Wolff shipyard in Belfast, where thousands of workers laboured for more than 2 years. Every section of the ship reflected the most advanced engineering knowledge available in 1912. Stretching nearly 270 meters in length, Titanic quickly became one of the largest moving objects ever created by human hands. To many people, Titanic represented the very peak of human innovation, confidence, and industrial achievement. On the morning of April 10, 1912, thousands gathered at Southampton Harbour to witness the departure of the world's newest ocean liner. Passengers from every social class boarded the ship, each beginning a journey with very different hopes for the future. Some sought business opportunities while others dreamed of building a completely new life across the Atlantic. At exactly noon, Titanic slowly pulled away from Southampton, beginning its historic maiden voyage toward New York City. Only minutes after departure, Titanic narrowly avoided a collision with another ship, when powerful water displacement pulled the vessel dangerously close. Although the incident ended safely, few could have imagined it would become the first warning of an unforgettable voyage. Life aboard Titanic reflected the social structure of the early 20th century, with 3 passenger classes offering remarkably different experiences. First-class passengers enjoyed extraordinary luxury, including elegant dining rooms, grand staircases, private suites, and even a heated swimming pool. The ship's restaurants, lounges, and reading rooms rivaled the finest luxury hotels of their time. Meanwhile, second-class accommodations offered a level of comfort that many other ships reserved only for their wealthiest travelers. For many third-class passengers, the voyage represented something even greater, the opportunity to begin a new life in America. As Titanic crossed the Atlantic, few on board had any reason to believe their remarkable journey would soon become one of history's greatest tragedies. By the evening of April 14th, Titanic had already received multiple wireless warnings reporting sea ice and drifting icebergs along its route. Several nearby ships warned that unusually large fields of ice lay directly ahead, but Titanic continued westward across the calm Atlantic. The sea was unusually calm that night, making small waves impossible to break against the base of approaching icebergs. High above the deck, two lookouts carefully scanned the darkness with only their eyes. They had no binoculars available in the crow's nest. At 11:40 p.m, lookout Frederick Fleet suddenly spotted a dark shape directly ahead. Fleet immediately rang the warning bell 3 times and telephoned the bridge. His message was brief: Iceberg, right ahead. First Officer William Murdoch immediately ordered the helm hard to port, and the engines reversed in an attempt to avoid the collision. The massive ship began turning, but there was simply not enough distance to completely clear the iceberg. Seconds later, the iceberg scraped along Titanic's starboard side, opening a series of narrow fractures below the water. At first, many passengers felt only a slight vibration and continued with their evening, unaware that the ship had been fatally damaged. Below deck, however, seawater was already pouring into the forward compartments faster than the pumps could remove it. Within minutes, the ship's designer, Thomas Andrews, reached a heartbreaking conclusion: Titanic would not survive the night. Shortly after midnight, Captain Edward Smith gave the order to uncover the lifeboats and begin preparing for evacuation. Many passengers initially believed the situation was only precautionary. Few realized the danger beneath their feet. Titanic carried only 20 lifeboats, enough for about half of the people on board, in accordance with regulations of the time. The ship's crew followed the long-standing maritime tradition of giving priority to women and children. Because the danger was not yet fully understood, several of the first lifeboats left the ship only partially filled. Meanwhile, wireless operators Jack Phillips and Harold Bride continued transmitting desperate distress calls into the night. Their messages were received by several nearby ships, including RMS Carpathia, which immediately turned toward Titanic's last known position. But Carpathia was more than 50 nautical miles away. It could not possibly arrive before dawn. As the bow continued sinking lower into the Atlantic, the angle of the deck became impossible to ignore. Only then did many passengers finally understand that the unimaginable was becoming reality. By around 2 o'clock in the morning, only a handful of lifeboats remained. Time was running out for everyone still aboard. Engineers continued working below deck, keeping electricity flowing so lights and wireless equipment could remain operational for as long as possible. As more compartments flooded, Titanic's bows slipped deeper beneath the Atlantic, placing enormous stress on the ship's structure. At approximately 2:20 a.m. on April the 15th, 1912, RMS Titanic disappeared beneath the North Atlantic Ocean. The freezing ocean quickly became the greatest danger. Within minutes, survival became increasingly unlikely for those still in the water. Out of more than 2,200 people aboard, Approximately 1,500 lost their lives, making Titanic one of history's deadliest peacetime maritime disasters. At approximately 4 a.m., RMS Carpathia reached the disaster site and began rescuing the survivors waiting in the lifeboats. The rescue brought relief to those who survived, but it also revealed the immense scale of the tragedy that had unfolded overnight. Official investigations in the United States and the United Kingdom examined every stage of the disaster to understand exactly what had happened. The tragedy transformed maritime safety forever, leading to stricter international regulations, improved lifeboat requirements, and continuous radio watch at sea. In 1985, after more than 70 years beneath the Atlantic, the wreck of Titanic was finally discovered nearly 4 kilometers below the ocean's surface. Today, the wreck remains protected as a memorial, reminding the world of both extraordinary human achievement and profound human loss. Titanic was never remembered simply because it sank. It is remembered because its story changed the way the world values safety, responsibility, and human life at sea. More than a century later, Titanic still reminds us that even humanity's greatest achievements must always be guided by humility, preparation, and respect for the power of nature. Thank you for watching Timeless Chronicles.